Hi everyone, my name is Mehreen. Welcome back to my planet. We are still in orbit somehow, but we still are. Welcome. So for today's video, I wanted to talk about how to lose weight living in a Pakistani household, or really any ethnic household. I feel like our stories are standard throughout across the board, and it's like really hard for us. If you don't know, I've lost 57 pounds doing Weight Watchers, and I've kept it off. So I don't have much to brag about, but let me have that. So it's really hard for us to lose weight because besides like our food being full of like oil and ghee and butter and all this stuff that makes it delicious, like we don't really get support from the household. It's not a good thing when you go on a weight loss journey and you're not getting support and you're not getting like any sort of positive motivation, positive reinforcement. And it's really funny because at least in Pakistani culture, like girls are expected to look like more like Paris Hilton, less like Kim Kardashian, because that's fat, but Paris Hilton, that's what you want to look like. But they don't want you to like go through the steps to get thin or to look like that. Like they want you to lose weight, but they don't want you to put in the effort to lose weight. I don't know. It's really weird. It's a weird situation. Like no one's gonna be happy for you. You're gonna have a lot of pushback on your journey, and I just wanted to give some tips on like how, at least how I handled it. So yeah, so let's talk about it. So first is like the food, of course. Now I know our food, it's so good, but it's like full of ghee and it's full of oil and all of this stuff, but at the same time, the world sadly does not stop revolving just because you're on a weight loss journey. There's still going to be weddings, there's still going to be dawats, there's still going to be all of these events that you have to go to. And you should, if you enjoy going to them, you should go to them and have fun. And here's the thing, you can eat all this stuff. Yes, you can eat your mom's cooking, you can eat all of these delicious Pakistani foods. But the thing is, maybe don't load your plate with biryani. Like 1 cup of biryani is 10 points. You can have a cup of biryani. If you go to a wedding or something, scope out what's there. You can have like a piece of chicken tikka. You can have naan. You don't need to eat the whole naan. You can have half of the naan. You can have half a gulab jamun. Give the other half to someone else, and there is going to be someone else who will gladly take that half. Let's be real. The thing is, you can eat whatever you want, whatever your mom's cooking, whatever's there, whatever your wife's cooking. You can eat what's being made in your house. But the thing is, you have to portion it out and you have to make sure that it fits within your points. So like a cup of something, half cup of something, and you might be like, well, who can only eat half? And that's the same exact thinking that got us in this mess in the first place. It's not all or nothing. It's within your portions. And then mix it with something else. Mix it with like a salad or something a bit lower in points, whatever your 0-point food is. Also, if you know the person who's making the food, you can ask them like, hey, can you use a little less oil? Can you use a less this and that and whatever? You can also, and depending, our food is, it's not necessarily like bad or whatever. That's like my biggest pet peeve. When the first thing is like when you're on a weight loss journey and you're expected to like suddenly start eating like boiled chicken and vegetables. No, if you're Pakistani, you're going to be eating Pakistani food. If you're Mexican, you're going to be eating Mexican food. If you're Filipino, you're going to eat Filipino food. If you're Chinese, you're going to eat Chinese food. You see where I'm going with this? So you shouldn't have to like give up any of your ethnic foods. You can still eat parathe and kulche. Depending on your plan, kulche might be 0. Our food is still good. You can still have dal chawal. You can still have all of this stuff. You can have everything. Nothing's off the menu. We're not on a diet here. We're on a lifestyle change. So yeah, just eat within your portions and it's good. And going to my next point, you're probably going to get some pushback. People saying that's all you're eating. Like, yeah, but it's not like less. It's within your portions, and then you can have a bit more of something else, like a bit more salad, a bit more, I don't know why I keep going to salad. Maybe that's what I'm craving right now, but a bit more dal, a bit more of these things, but you can still have your favorite food just within your portion. Now, the second thing that really worked for me, like my life, it really changed once I stopped caring about people's feelings. That sounds bad. Well, it is. I'm not a nice person. I never said I was a nice person, but I don't care about like feelings or if someone's feelings will be hurt because you're not eating something. Because to me, my health, your health comes before anyone else's feelings. And people are going to be so hurt when you're going on this weight loss journey. They're going to be offended. They're going to be really not supportive at all. I don't know the reasoning for that because again, they want you to be skinny, but they don't want you to put in the work. I really don't understand this reasoning, but they're not going to be like really supportive. I think one of the reasons is because suddenly you're eating less of the food, you're not like piling on your plate, and to the person who made it, that's like a sign. When they make it, they want you to like have seconds and have thirds, and they want you to like pile it up and eat all of that because that's a sign that you're really enjoying the food, you're appreciating the effort they made, and it's a sign that you love them. And now that you're eating less, it's like, oh, this person doesn't love me anymore. And that's not the case. I mean, it might be the case, but it's not the case. So you have to really reassure them, like, no, I still love you. I still appreciate you. It's just I'm trying to work on my overall health. And so, but also you're gonna get like people pushing back and people saying like the nastiest and rudest stuff. And honestly, as Pakistanis, we're used to it. Like our nicknames are our most prominent feature. Tind matha, nasa chauda, tiddle. They'll call you moti, they'll call you healthy. You know, we grew up with these. It's really hurtful. We have like PTSD probably because of it, but yeah, we hear all of the most rudest names ever, and if people aren't saying it to your face, it's definitely your nickname behind your back. So that's just how we've grown up. That's how it is. And I'm not saying it's right, but that's not going to stop. And you have to develop like a thicker skin and a thicker backbone. Suddenly people are going to start coming to you and be like, oh, well, so-and-so's daughter did keto and she lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks. It's like, okay, you're not letting me eat within my portions, but you expect me to do keto? And I'm totally against that. Like, I am against any weight loss program that has you giving up anything, giving up any sort of food, because that's not sustainable. And that's not like, it's just not sustainable. It's just not good. You're going to be miserable. So I'm totally against anything that has you giving up any sort of food or requiring you to eat a certain way. So people are going to say like super rude things. People aren't going to be happy about it, but you have to like stop caring. There's going to be food pushers. They're going to load up your plate and be like, here, eat this. And that's the time where you have to be like, no, thank you. And it's really not hard to look far to see inspiration on why you shouldn't be eating that plateful. Like, okay, I don't know any Pakistani person who's above the age of 50 that is in like good health. I that's not funny. I laugh, but it's not funny. It's really sad. Like 95% of the people I know above 50 aren't in good health. They're not, like, you look at them, they may be skinny, but they're not like healthy. And it's just really sad. And it's like, why is that? Well, look at how we're eating. You're eating like 2 plates of nihari. You're eating like all of this food. It's not good. And it's not like in portions either. It's your plate is full of it. We don't have self-control. We eat until we're about to rip. That's not okay. That's not good. And you see it reflected in like previous generations. Like, they're not healthy, they're not good. And my whole life I thought like that was normal, and I thought like, oh, okay, well, that's just what happens when you get older. Until I started going to Weight Watchers meeting, and then I would see 80-year-olds and 90-year-olds who are like so fit, so healthy, and they're like running around, and they're like, and these people are in their 80s and their 90s, and they are super fit and super healthy and super good. And I'm just like, it's so inspirational. And so when people are like loading up your food or like saying anything, you can be, or if someone's like commenting on how you're eating, like, you're not eating a lot. You're eating a lot. You're not eating a lot. That's not healthy. Well, auntie, neither is your husband over there with his huge with his huge beer belly. And I shouldn't be. I was about to say you shouldn't be drinking beer if you're Muslim, but you know, with his huge beer belly, and he's like sitting there and he's clutching his heart after his like fourth nihari. Like that's not healthy. You, auntie, are not healthy either. Well, you're healthy, and you're not healthy either. So you shouldn't be talking. So yeah, it's like not hard to like look, and for some of us, we can look at our parents, we can look at our aunts and uncles, we can look at our at like our family friends, we can look at all these people, and you just have to think like, is this how you want to wind up? Are these people now, if said uncles are like Olympic athletes running around in their 80s, yes, but if they're like typical South Asian uncles who are like, whose health is deteriorating at 60, like, is that really what you want? Is that how you want to end up? And you're gonna end up that way if you keep eating like they're eating. Yes, you can eat the foods that they're eating in smaller portions, but not like filling up the plates. I don't know why like Pakistanis are in like such bad health, especially in older age. It's really concerning. It's not good. And for me, it's like, I don't want to wind up like that. I'm sorry, I don't want to wind up like that. I want to wind up like the 80-year-old at Weight Watchers who's like going to the gym and being so active, more active than me probably. So that's what I want to end up like. So, and one more thing, I just realized like Pakistani, South Asians in general, like love going on walks. As if that like as if like that offsets what they just ate. But they love going on walks, which is a good thing. And that's a very, very good thing. They love going on walks, but they won't go to the gym. I won't like work out, but walks are okay. But which is great. Like you do, that is awesome. Any sort of physical activity is great. So that's something that you can join in. If you do live a very sedentary life, you can go on walks with like the uncles and the aunties and everyone, and you can, and if you get to a point where you're like, oh, this is too easy, like just this walk, you can up the ante. The Weight Watchers app has guided walks in it, and it's actually really good. You can do those. You can get ankle weights. You can get wrist weights. You can do the Leslie Sansone walk at home videos. They're free on YouTube. You can do those. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. She has them all. So that's one way you can get in activity, and a way that won't be like, oh. So yeah, those are just some tips that worked for me. Hopefully they work for you. And don't worry, like once you start losing the weight and keeping it off, like that's when everyone's tone is gonna change. That's when everyone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, you lost so much weight. Wow, what did you do? I promise you that will come, and it won't, sadly, like the support won't be there when you start your journey. It's gonna come once you start getting the weight off, sadly, but it will come in due time. So the important thing is to focus on you and your health. Your health comes before everything else, and you need to do this weight loss journey. You need to start it. You need to be on it. You need to just do it in general. And yes, living in an ethnic household can be hard, and there might be tears. It might be a literal struggle, but you have to power through it. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your future self. You owe it to live a better life. You owe it to not have to go. You owe it to your future older 75-year-old self. So you're not going to the doctor every other day. You're not on medication. You're not, watching your blood pressure. You're not doing all of this. So that's all I have to say on that. It's just a little bit. So if you have your own tips and your own suggestions, I would love to hear from you. Like, how did you handle losing weight living in an ethnic household? Please drop it in the comments below, and please like this video. And if you would like more weight loss tips, more weight loss support, because let's be real, sometimes the only support you're getting is through a YouTube video or outside your house. Go ahead and click the subscribe button. I will see you guys for my next video. I don't know when it's gonna be, but it will be soon. That's a promise. It'll be soon. So I will see you guys then. and, you know, just keep on keeping on. See you guys next time. Goodbye.